you mentioned Roxanne. Now that's gonna be stuck in my head the whole episode.
That's one of those that really gets in there,
which is fine. It's a good song. Who is that by?
That's by Sting. The Police. It's the Police.
But is Sting in the Police?
Yes.
Oh, I don't. It's been a like older bands. I'm just like, like it's just band member. Are you a good band member knower? Knower of band members?
No, not at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
Like, I know Steven Tyler. Aerosmith, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Got it. All right. And then we got Freddie Mercury, Queen.
Yes.
We've got... And it stops right there, folks.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing
no
else.
Slash?
No. Oh, yes, sure, Slash. But here's what trips me up is that this is what's so pathetic. I forget the name Guns N' Roses. Like, I literally forget that band name. And that's because I'm a millennial.
Oh.
Yeah. Or, I don't know. I don't know what it's because. I was harmed. I don't know. By a gun and a rose. Welcome to Worst Impressions.
I see you have chosen the right path. Henceforth, you will be known as a wimp. Welcome to the Worst Impressions Podcast. There's something strange in here. What's the deal with wimps? Wimps, grilled onions, pepper jack cheese, and your own Wimp Nation.
Oh, welcome to Worst Impressions. I am your host, Eric Anderson. Here at Worst Impressions, we get to know folks from all corners of this terrestrial, semi-flat Earth, and each new guest is required to bring an impression to present at some point during the episode. Some are bad, some are worse, and some are burned and deleted entirely. Join me in my journey through podcast land, and if you like what you hear, check out the Patreon for the show and help support. Link in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show for free, simply share the show with your peers. Send a link. Carve Worst Impressions into a bathroom stall. Tell your congressperson. Tell your parents. Hey, let me know where my dad went 20 years ago. And if you remember after all that, follow or subscribe and or like button and hit the rate the show 5 stars. And before we get on with the show, I've got an announcement. Well, I've been announcing it at this point. But mark your calendars. For September 13th, Waco, Texas will be the first Worst Impressions Live. 7:30 p.m. at the PACC, the PAC, on Austin Avenue, downtown. DM me for more details. It's a really cool venue. I've been working with the guy. He's pretty cool, and we get to do this experimental podcast live event, but it won't be a traditional live podcast. It won't be just, me and a guest or me and other people and a guest. It will be other things. We will have like sketches and like other little performances kind of layered in between interview content. And I'm just excited. So mark your calendars and I will let you guys know when the tickets go on sale. If you need any more information, DM me or contact the PAC on Austin Avenue in Waco, Texas. Thank you very much. Now, let's get on with the show. Welcome, Racheal. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
Cool. Awesome. Now, I don't know you. You don't know me, but we're going to get to know each other today, aren't we?
That is the whole point.
All right. Cool. All right. So where are you from?
I'm from the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Texas.
Okay. All right. And so have you always been a southern child?
Yeah, I've actually never lived anywhere but Texas.
Okay. All right. Move the mic just a smidge closer to you. It's dropping that last word.
There we go.
So Texas is the whole way.
Yep.
And from what I know of you, the goal is not Texas the whole time
Yes.
for the rest of the life.
Yeah, that's definitely the goal. I've been applying at master's programs in Ireland.
Whoa! Oh my!
Yeah.
I'll give you the chimes too.
It's the magical Ireland chimes.
Do you have an Irish accent?
Absolutely not. Oh no. No. I only went there for a couple of weeks.
Oh, you've been?
Yeah. So
Okay.
my sister and I went a couple of summers ago for like 3 weeks. We
Okay.
rented a car and just kind of drove around and visited Ireland and Scotland.
Whoa! What was your favorite thing to do there?
That's a good
Drinking?
question. Actually, I did a lot less drinking than I thought I was going to. I did go to the Jameson distillery because Jameson is my drink of choice.
Is that the dipped one? The one with the what am I thinking of? I don't. Okay, look. Okay, I'm exposing myself. I don't drink a lot of liquor. I'm more of a beer guy.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, like if someone was just like, pour me a shot of so and so, I'm just like, fuck you. I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
Well, I was a bartender for 10 years. So,
yeah.
I know
So you know,
a significant amount about alcohol.
I'm
Yeah, so
a simpleton to you.
If anybody in like America just walks into a bar and says, I want an Irish whiskey,
Okay.
they're probably going to default to Jameson.
They want Jameson.
That's like the big one here. Now it's not necessarily the big one there,
Oh, okay.
but here that's the first Irish whiskey that most people think of, or it's Bushmills.
So it's like the mass produced.
Yeah, absolutely. And the headquarters are in Dublin.
But am I stupid? And it's the one with the wax on the top, right?
Yeah, with the J&J.
Right? Am I not,
Because it's John Jameson.
is it the one where they dip it in the wax?
Oh,
I'm
no.
sorry. What am I thinking of?
Oh, that's
Maker's Mark.
That's made in
right.
America.
But they're competitors, right?
I guess, yeah, as far as like, just because they're both whiskeys.
I'm such a fucking idiot.
Maker's
I'm
is bourbon.
I'm just like, it's the one with the wax. Please, I'm trying to. It's the wax one.
Yeah, no,
And
it's not.
you're just like, no, it's not. Who? What the fuck?
I mean, I don't expect everybody to know
It's like,
all of this stuff.
this simple information.
But yeah, that's an American. That's a bourbon.
What is your drink of choice?
Jameson on the rocks.
Jameson on the rocks.
Yeah.
Okay. And on the rocks means just ice, right?
Yes, that's just with ice.
My wife will be like, can you, like, we'll be at a bar and she'll be like, can you order for me? And I'm just like, your guess is as good as mine. Like, I'll just be like, beers, just beers, please. Like, I order like I am not allowed to have it. I'm just like, I will have 2 beers, please.
That's what everybody in movies is like, and it drives me nuts.
2 beers for the gentleman and his wife, thank you.
Yeah.
And I would like to drink them with a cup. Like, seriously, oh man, it is a struggle. So yeah, if you were a bartender for how long?
For 10 years.
10 years, a decade.
Yeah.
A
But only
decade of
in
bartending.
restaurants. I wasn't like a slinging drinks in a bar bartender. I was
But that's still fun though.
yeah, I mean, it definitely had its moments, and bartending
you're
is
like it wasn't fun, you idiot.
it was my job.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I guess.
Question mark.
I guess, sure.
But no, there's a very specific kind of like subculture to restaurant workers.
Oh yeah. They're all
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, they are.
I got it. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
that's true.
A lot of intermingling.
Yeah, there's a lot of intermingling.
a lot of blooming onions. I've heard.
Yeah, there's waiting was not that far off, honestly.
Oh,
like
sure.
less people are trying to show you their balls than in waiting. But other than that, it was pretty fucking spot on.
You almost gave me a dry socket. Oh my god! I got my wisdom teeth out a couple weeks ago. like my worst fear is they said it's like now I'm past like the window allegedly, like way past, and that's the only reason I'm like doing scheduling podcast recordings again. But you can get what is called a dry socket where at the extraction point where it like it's like exposed bone or whatever, so you can't like drink through a straw or anything and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And but that made me laugh so hard. I was just like, oh yeah, that was probably a dry socket for sure. I probably ripped out all of the scar tissue from my gums.
Yeah. I'm pretty convinced that the people that wrote that movie worked in a restaurant for
Waiting?
sure, because it was very like just the subculture and like the way things work in
Did
restaurants.
you get a lot of balls shown at you?
No, like that's what I'm saying. They did that a lot of the movie. That was
Okay.
the only thing that was different. And there's
Oh,
there's
gotcha.
actually like more drugs. If that makes sense.
Sure.
More drugs, less balls. There's like a chart.
Hey. But that's just not how this podcast goes. I'm sorry. It's the complete opposite. I know not much of a drug guy. Balls? I can't promise anything. Oh man. That's so funny. Oh man. Okay, where were we? Oh yeah. What is your favorite drink to make? And then what is your favorite drink to drink?
So I'm definitely a whiskey on the rocks all the way. I do like a good Bloody Mary, but I'm so picky about Bloody Marys that
I bet.
really it's just best if I make it.
Yeah, it's like a lunch. You
Yeah,
know, it's like
if you make it right, like
Right.
it's a whole palette of flavors. Which is
Okay,
it's very easy to mess up a Bloody Mary.
yeah, run me through it. Like, what am I? Because like Bloody Marys look so good to me, but then I'll drink it and I'll be like, like I'll just kind of go, hey, yeah, that's something.
Oh, how do you like spicy food? or
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. I like a mild like buffalo wing or something.
Okay, so like baby spicy. Like
no.
spicy.
I'll go hot. You know, if there's no ladies I'm in pursuit around. You know, if my wife's not around, I'm gonna be crying.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. You react how you react. Capsaicin does things to us
No, I'm
all.
just kidding. We went to Dave's Hot Chicken and I got like the medium. My wife was just like, "You're crying." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
I'm just sweating.
And I'm a fucking crier. Just about it. Like any movie will make me cry, and I don't care what you think. But but like. I was like, oh my God, I'm crying, I'm sweating. And so, but I love it. I love the pain.
But your body is like, no, you
Sure.
don't.
So yeah, I guess a spicy drink, I don't know.
So that's really the way that Bloody Marys are best, in my opinion.
They're best spicy.
They're best spicy. But you also, an ingredient that a lot of places leave out is olive juice. Olive juice and vodka have an interesting reaction, kind of like the same way that champagne has a reaction with strawberries that makes them so compatible.
Champagne.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vodka and olive juice, that's what martinis are made out of. Because they
Sure.
react in an interesting way and it brings out a cool flavor. So if you put a little bit of olive juice into your Bloody Mary, delicious.
Really? Like straight out of the bottle?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Okay. All right. And then what else?
So horseradish, a little bit of lemon and lime juice.
Nice.
I used to use Halo Santo on the rim and a little bit in the glass. I don't ever use, a lot of places use Tabasco. I'm not a big Tabasco person.
Yeah, I thought Tabasco was like the norm.
It's more vinegary than actually spicy to me, and that's really not.
So you're showing you know some shit about this.
Yeah, I mean, it's been for a very long time.
Yeah. Like,
You do something for 10 years, you eventually have to get good at it, right?
well, I mean, tell that to our government.
Okay,
yeah. But
That's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So horseradish. So Tabasco. So no Tabasco, and then what else?
I would go for a different, like hot sauce is good. I just don't like Tabasco, so I would go for like a Cajun Chef or a Louisiana hot sauce.
Oh yeah. What am I thinking?
Cholula. I can't ever say that word for some reason.
What am I? Is it red Frank's?
Oh, I love Frank's Red
Love
Hot.
Frank's.
Yeah, Frank's Red Hot's one of my
I
favorites.
love Cholula too.
Yeah, like those actually have a flavor that's not just vinegar.
I agree because I don't keep Tabasco in the house, but I definitely keep Cholula and Frank's.
Yeah,
like, all the
if you
time.
wanted to go for like a slightly different, like almost like a sweet and spicy, you could use sriracha too, because sriracha has like a sweet undertone.
Okay.
I would never ever recommend using bacon vodka. They have bacon infused vodka. It smells like dog food, and I just can't get past that.
Oh God.
Yeah, it sounds awful.
Is that the worst like drink that you or not drink, but okay, so what do you call Is that the base? Like what? Like the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the base alcohol.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Is that the worst base?
I think so. I really don't like it. I think that it's gross. It really
Sounds
smells
horrible.
like if you ever. Sorry, I can talk. Have you ever opened a can of dog food?
And ate it, yeah.
No, I wasn't gonna go that far, but
Sure.
you do you.
Got it.
That first scent when it opens,
Oh yeah.
that's what bacon vodka smells like.
Got it. Yeah,
gross.
I love that. I love cracking something open, getting that first scent. That's
Yeah.
my favorite. Oh man. Yeah, that sounds terrible. So, and you said that this is your favorite drink to drink.
Yes.
Okay. What place? You said you like to make your own, but if you were to go somewhere, even locally, shout them out. Who makes it?
Okay, so I would probably go to Hotel Indigo.
Oh, downtown.
I have friends that work there, so I know that
nice.
if they're fucking it up, I can be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
What is that?
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. What is? Ooh. What is the sign? What is the sign of a like? What are the earliest signs of a bad bartender? If you're walking up to a bar and you're like, that no.
I mean, that's a tough question because you really have to watch somebody for a second to decide if they're a bad bartender.
Okay, but the earliest sign, even if you have to watch them for a couple of seconds, what's the earliest sign?
Well, I mean, anything.
Typically.
They could, if they put a glass in the ice well, I'm leaving.
Ooh, yeah, because of the cracking.
Yeah, and that's the sign that you don't care about the safety of your
because then
of your bar patrons.
Because you could be slurping down a margarita and you just get a mouthful of plexi.
Yeah, you don't want any part of that. So that's something that I'll be like, gross. Let me just get the fuck out of here now. But yeah, for the most part, just like watching people make really dumb mistakes. Like, I once saw a person try to fit a martini into a shot glass, and I was like, that doesn't even like on a physical like science level make sense.
Right.
That you put 4 ounces of liquor in there, shook it with some ice so that it chilled it, so some of that ice melted.
Yeah.
You've got more volume. And then you tried to fit it into a shot glass that fits 1.5 ounces of liquor.
Yeah,
like that literally just doesn't even make sense.
The proportions are
you got lost.
Yeah,
You got lost somewhere in there.
Give up. Get out. Get out of my bar. Have you ever told anybody to get out of your?
Yes,
space?
actually, I 100% have.
What happened?
So, this dude said the N-word, hard R. Oh. And it was not only did he say it, but he said it about he was in reference to 2 people that were sitting behind him.
Holy shit.
They were people that worked there. Those were my friends.
Oh my god.
So I told him to take a shot and get the fuck out of my bar.
Yeah.
And made the other girl cash him out. What was really funny is that he tipped her $40, not knowing that we split tips. So he tipped me $20 to tell him to get the fuck out.
Hell yeah. Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, now I've had to cut like 1 million people off, but that's the only person I've ever been like, get out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. That's crazy.
Like the fact that you were comfortable enough to say that at my bar at all is wild.
Right.
Like,
right.
Wow.
Yeah. God, that's insane. Okay. So yeah, you had a long, seems intense experience bartending. So what kind of happened, and what kind of happened to where you're kind of it's like you're changing paths, you're applying for this what did you say you're applying for?
It's a master's degree.
Master's degree in what?
In critical media. Critical and creative media.
Critical and creative media. Okay, so what kind of sparked that?
So it actually all started with COVID.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
fair enough. A lot of things. That is the jumping point.
Yeah, I was a restaurant manager when the COVID shutdown happened, and I got laid off.
Yep.
And they didn't tell me that they were laying me off until they were reopening the restaurant. So I just like sat around for a few months waiting for my job to start back that I didn't know I didn't have.
Right.
So I had to decide.
Did you go back to work for them?
No, absolutely not.
Well, what place was it?
It was, well,
you don't want to tell?
No, it's fine. It used to be called Buzzard Billy's.
Oh, holy shit. Okay. Yeah, it's gone now, right?
Yeah, well, it's Brazos Landing now.
That's right.
The same. It's got the same ownership, but they rebranded.
Okay. Nice. Or not nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
How do we feel about it? I haven't been to Brazos Landing.
I don't have very many positive things to say about it.
Cool. Nice. Go
Yeah.
fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Those people are very rich though, so let's not piss them off too much.
Dude, that's all. Like half of this podcast is just like, fuck you, you rich piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, so that's interesting. Okay. But because of that, the not knowing what's going to happen, all of that stuff, was there any like, media or anything that kind of just like,
So
I could do that.
Actually, it came way later than that. So what it was I was trying to figure out where I was going to go from there because I knew I didn't want to work in restaurants anymore.
Sure.
I was over it.
Yeah.
And my sister pointed out to me that this theater teacher position had opened at the school where we live. And I was like, that would be a great job because I loved theater in high school, but I was convinced not to follow that path. So I ended up going to school the first time I went to college for photojournalism, actually, which is not that much more practical. So I don't know why that was really what the decision that I made. But so I didn't go into theater, and then I was like, maybe I can do this. I could teach theater, and that way I could still be involved, and it would be a lot of fun. So I paid off the debt that I owed to the first college that I went to, because I couldn't get my transcript, and that's why I didn't go back to college before then. And I had gotten this logistics job and I was like actually making good money. So I paid that off and started classes at MCC to
Oh, sick. Okay. Nice.
to go into theater. So I got an associate's, I guess technically not in theater because they don't have a theater degree.
It's like, yeah, the whole whatever happened with like the titles is really annoying me. And like hopefully they get it all sorted out.
Yeah. So I have like an associate's in general academics with a creative pathways choice or whatever. It's a theater associate's degree. It's just not called that anymore.
For sure.
And then I started going to Texas Tech at Kelly's recommendation. He said that I could go and get a communications degree and take the alternative pathway to teaching, and also be a speech and a theater teacher, because then I would be like a better hire for places. So I went for that, and started doing the communications classes. And like around this time, probably like when I started at MCC, I started listening to this podcast that's a rewatch podcast. And I really appreciate it because it's made by two queer women, and they're watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer and kind of like looking at it through that lens. And that's like my favorite show of all time. Yeah. So I got really interested in the way that they were they could be critical of, problems with Buffy from it being a show in the 90s where there's like, where are the black characters? Just why did Cordelia just ask that girl if that's her real hair? And wow, this episode about Native Americans is really fucking offensive, and Joss Whedon sucks, but Buffy is still a great show. And so I was really interested in that dynamic. And then I took a class at Texas Tech that is ethnicity, race, and gender in media. Okay. And so every week for that class, we were doing some reading and then watching a movie and being critical of it, thinking about it in a critical way. Like just the different, like we watched the Black Klansman and talked about buddy movies and about how there's like a weird white savior complex in the black character and white character being friends, and like how many times that's been done in movies. And this was kind of supposed to have, I don't know if it was necessarily turn it on its head, but like lean into it maybe. And just all of that whole class, I was just so interested in what we were looking at and how you could use that in a kind of an advocacy way. Okay. That I started leaning towards that because I was already leaning away from being a teacher anyways. Right. It's too much of a volatile career right now. And it's dangerous. And they don't pay very much. And how much longer will we have
I
public
know.
education? So I clearly had to change paths.
Well, you'd always go to a good Christian private school, and
I don't think they would like me very much.
you can spread the good word. Just some things we just prefer you just not say. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep that stuff to yourself. All those funny thoughts you have, keep them to yourself.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you know what? Maybe this is not the career path for me.
Vouchers. Here we come.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bye-bye public education.
Okay. Yeah. No. Good. Yeah. No. Oh man. My wife kind of, whenever I was first graduated and I met my now wife and everything, she was like, you'd be a good teacher. And I was like, I don't know. Right. And, but it always, even back then, almost like 8 years ago now, even back then for me, I was like, I don't know. It doesn't, same reservations that you're talking about even back then, but now way more so.
Yeah, it only keeps multiplying.
Yeah. And so, it sucks because, I bet you'd be, it looks like you'd be a great teacher, and, but, alas, here we are.
Yeah.
But anyways, so you're leaning away from it. And what do you want to do with this critical and, you said podcasting?
I'm not firmly against it, but
It's like, I hate them. They seem stupid.
it's a soft no. If that makes sense. But I don't.
They seem kind of stupid.
I don't like listening to the recording of my own voice. Even listening to myself talk in these
You're
headphones right now, I'm like,
is it torture?
yeah, it's a little bit of ick for me. So I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah.
I did have to do a tiny short podcast for a class, and it was like 7 to 9 minutes long about sports because I was taking sports and media.
Nice.
And that was just really frustrating because I was like, ugh, I hate the sound.
You at first, it's a little bit easier as someone who is a narcissist.
I'm sure.
No, yeah. It's a little bit easier, after you just have to keep doing it because like at first I was like, ooh, I'm not listening to that ever. Like
Yeah.
I'm going to record it and send it out and not ever listen to it. But now, I was like, okay, wait, no, I have to go back and critically what worked, what didn't work. What am I doing with my voice? Why am I breathing so hard? Like doing all of these things, but the more you do it, I think it's really fun. Yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. I've grown to just, love it. And I come from like live performance being a passion, but now it's evolved into this. And but yeah, if you ever wanted, a lot of people think that they have to do the full 360 nowadays. Not that this is like a beacon of like a successful podcast, because like I'm still fledgling, still growing, but you don't have to do video and all like the staging and all that. You can just do the audio and like just and you don't. I mean, you can have somebody else listen to it.
That's true.
If you just don't want to listen to the sound of your own voice, as long as you're open to like notes from that other person,
Yeah.
that'll probably be the only thing.
Well, I mean, I've been doing theater for a while, so I'm pretty used to notes.
So I don't know much. Have you performed?
Absolutely. I was in like 6 or 7 different shows at MCC.
Really? Which
Yeah.
ones?
So
What was your favorite? I guess.
Oh, that's tough. Probably Addams Family was my favorite. I think Steel Magnolias would have been my favorite, but it was kind of fraught with drama.
With what?
With drama.
With drama. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But
Interesting.
But Addams Family was a lot of fun. I was playing the grandmother, and so there's nothing really that will make sure your pride is in the right spot than having to pretend to piss yourself on stage.
Oh, right. Oh,
Like-
right. Because I hadn't seen many shows over the previous years, but Addams Family I did see, and I'm just like, but it is so fuzzy. Everybody is so made up, and so the costumes were great and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
So like when people are like, I was in that, I was like, what? Like, I was like, what are
No,
you?
I was wearing a crazy white-haired, curly everywhere wig, and I
That is
had like
right.
purple eyeshadow up to the eyebrows. So it's not surprising that you would not recognize me in that role. I'm actually really glad that you don't.
No, it's good,
That's
right? So
great.
you disappeared
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, I really, really felt that role. But yeah, that show was just a lot of fun, start to finish. Honestly, that was my first musical, and I really, really liked it. Like I helped with Rocky, or not. I was about to say Rocky Horror. That is not correct. It was Little Shop.
Yeah. Similar vibe.
Yeah, almost.
Similar vibes.
Yeah, not quite there. But I like ran Spot on that show.
Nice.
So, but that was my first musical, so that was a lot of fun, and I really liked because I got to play Weezer in Steel Magnolias, which is probably one of my favorite roles ever for myself, just because that's just me, just older and a lot more Southern. So I had to turn the accent up to 8.
Turn the dial.
Yeah, and put a little gray hair in my voice and just be mean, and that's perfect. I can do that all day.
Great. Speaking of voice, I think it's now time. Racheal Clark, do you have a worst impression?
I mean, probably. So
If you don't, we can riff. We can like, you got a British accent for me.
I can do a bit of British, but I have a problem not going up at this end of my sentences. I really have to think about staying that same tone. That's a little bit of a struggle for me.
Great.
I could also do one thing. Okay, it's not really an impression,
Yeah.
but it is on brand with what we were talking about earlier. So I was obsessed with John Wayne when I was a kid.
Oh, sure.
And one of my favorite movies
He
is,
was loved the Native Americans.
yeah, really, really a big fan. Really a big fan of them being portrayed in his movies by actual Native Americans. That part is almost true, but really it was mostly because he didn't want to like waste time with them putting on a bunch of makeup. He was like, these people are already brown. So yeah, John Wayne is the worst. But I loved his movies, and he had one that took place in Ireland. And there's an old man that was a drunk in the movie, and this lady offers him water with his whiskey, and he says, "When I want to drink whiskey, I'll drink whiskey, and when I want to drink water, I'll drink water."
Amazing. Wonderful. Round of applause for Racheal. Okay. So, thank you. Thank you for, obliging me in the gimmick of the podcast. Let's get back to the real stuff here. Or fake. I don't know. I always try to keep it up in the air in this
Nobody
in this
knows
world.
if any of these stories are true.
Exactly. A lot of them, they could be complete fabrications. So, what is next ideally for you? Let's say, you get into the school, it's going well. You fucking hate podcasts. No, what
Worst.
What do you? What would you want to be doing?
Probably writing.
Yeah.
Writing. I mean, right now I'm a newspaper reporter, but it's like a small town
Really?
newspaper. Yeah. So I kind of already write, I guess, but writing about things that I would like to write about, not maybe necessarily things that are happening locally in my town.
Yeah.
So I would probably be writing like critical pieces about media, especially in things that need to be advocated for. So like minorities and things like that. I think that's the next step after that. But I would also maybe like to work for a nonprofit in some way.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't quite figured out how that's gonna shake out though.
Yeah, like what particular, there's a lot of, veins of nonprofits, and I know of some of it because my wife, she runs one, but there's different, people, animals, all kinds of things. There's union nonprofits, all that stuff. What area specifically?
So probably queer advocacy.
Okay.
Especially like once again, like leaning towards making sure that people that are like also parts of minority cultures and part of the queer community, so that they more have a voice than they have been given in the past.
Sure. Yeah.
Which mostly is me just moving out of the way.
yeah. It's like here's the microphone.
Yeah, please tell us what you would like.
Absolutely. Well, that's fun. That's awesome. That's really admirable. What do you like to do? You know, you like to do all of this this amazing, this advocacy. You it seems like you're very intellectual and definitely a thinker. But what do you like to do when you're not thinking?
Oh, that's very easy. I like to play video games and read.
Oh, hell yeah. What video games are we playing right now?
So I'm almost always playing Call of Duty in some way.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I find it so relaxing.
Queer advocacy,
to
you
murder
say.
people.
Yeah, queer advocacy
Yeah.
in those chat lobbies. It's
so
interesting you say
I've
that.
I've had some guys say the weirdest shit to me that I've ever heard before.
Oh, I wouldn't believe it.
Like, this probably should not be said on this podcast, but it's still very funny, so I'm going to tell you anyways. So this man one time told me on Call of Duty that I sound like my pussy stinks. And that's probably the funniest thing that anyone has ever said to me in my entire life. Because that's such a funny insult. I was like, damn, bro, I'm not even mad. That's really funny.
Did you kick his ass?
Yeah, he was doing terrible. That's why he was talking so much shit.
But he was on your team now?
Yeah, he was on my team, but he was playing fucking awful. So that's why he was so mad. Is because I was doing better than him. But
what is your favorite? Did you play all eras of COD?
So I took a big break in the middle.
Most people do.
Yeah, I did. I like right after probably after World at War, I didn't play again until like Black Ops 4.
Really?
Yeah, I took a big chunk of that time off.
I'm gonna nerd out here. So in Black Ops 4, I believe this is the right one, the right Black Ops. But do you remember the fella with the riot shield, like the operator? I think they were operators in that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, he had the riot shield, but anyway, so I would use him, and then I was day one on Black Ops 4, and I had not played any Call of Duties in so long. Like I took a big break like you did. But yeah, for some reason Black Ops 4 brought me back. But there was an automatic shotgun, and if you maxed it out, you got all the attachments, you could put a strobe light on the on the automatic shotgun and give it like these you give it, you know, all of the like I put all of the damage modifications at max with the strobe light, right? And so I would go strobe light, flashbangs, and this horrendous auto shotgun. And I swear to you, I was like integral in getting that weapon nerfed like the first season, because I swear no one had that shit maxed out. I had it like fully diamond everything like in the first couple of weeks, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play this game and meme out with like a stupid secondary weapon and not play any assault rifles, nothing. And it would make this crazy thumping sound, like chum 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 chum, and I was destroying. I was not. This is like my one claim to fame in Call of Duty world. Like I was literally incredible, and like my brother, who is a crazy COD maniac, like he can vouch for it. But there was probably a dozen of us in the lobbies at that time doing that, and it was just like, we have to stop that.
Yeah, they were like, no,
because the strobe light was literally blinding player. Like you stick it and you can't see and it's just and no aiming, nothing. So fun.
Yeah, that
so
definitely
awesome.
Sounds like it was a little too OP.
That was like my favorite Call of Duty like thing that happened to me for sure. So funny. But then it got nerfed, and then I was like, I don't know. But so what currently? Are you like a Warzone player or?
So I have friends that I play Warzone with.
Yeah.
And if I'm not playing with them, I don't play Warzone because I get tired of playing with random people.
Okay.
Just because like a lot of little kids play it, and that's not really my vibe. And also a lot of douchebaggy, misogynistic dudes play it, and that's also not my vibe.
In Call of Duty, you say?
Yeah, right. It's so surprising. Yeah, so that. I play a lot of multiplayer by myself, but if my friends are down to get on, then we play Warzone.
Oh yeah. Have you played any hero shooters?
I have not.
Like Overwatch, for instance?
I have not.
So Overwatch is dead. I will claim it is dying. It's definitely unalived at this point. But Marvel Rivals is like fully just like taken over my life in video game world.
Yeah.
I was talking about that with Charlie because like, yeah, it's just the best. But something about Call of Duty always, when you go back to it, for me, there's an itch that no other game can scratch.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, it really is its own thing. For there to be so many first-person shooters, it's weird that it's its own thing.
It's its own thing, and it's frustrating because it's like, because sometimes, do you ever get the feeling of like, I kind of want to shit on it, like just to like take it down a peg, like it's able to put out a reskin of the game every year, and it still does this well, and I still want to play it, but like but.
They could just give us new maps.
They could,
but they don't.
They don't.
No, they go back and forth. And change little things.
Do you prefer one operators with abilities or operators with no abilities? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think I prefer operators with no abilities.
Thank you. Me too.
Because it's just more balanced that way.
I agree. I think whenever they were doing operators with abilities, they were trying to copy that that Rainbow Six Siege stuff, the hero shooter era when Overwatch was hot. But I want to keep those separate. Did you ever get into like the Battlefield series?
I played a little bit of Battlefield, but I'm not big on. So I suck at driving in games. I'm a great driver in real life, like not just I'm a great driver. Like I'm cautious, but not too cautious. Like I've only had one accident in my entire life.
Right.
Like I'm a good driver in real life. But on video games, I'm fucking terrible. I don't know what it is. I cannot drive to save my life.
That's awesome.
So I was never big on Battlefield because it was more like vehicle centric than Call of Duty is.
Okay. In Call of Duty, are you a sniper, SMG?
No, I'm a run and gun all the way.
You were running gun.
Yeah, SMG.
So you're the
sure.
problem.
Yes.
You are the problem.
I am the problem. I'm here to be the problem continually. Yes. You will not catch me sitting in a corner unless I'm trying to achieve a daily task.
Okay, gotcha.
Like I can't stand that shit.
I am a filthy. When I play Call of Duty, it is either automatic shotgun or LMG with the biggest ammo box on the.
I mean, you have to because it takes 5 minutes to reload the fucking gun.
So yeah,
I hate those.
Biggest ammo, most bullet penetration I can possibly get, and then hardcore mode. So that way I can just
shoot them. Yeah, just
shoot it through all of the walls.
So you're a spray and pray.
1,000%. Or a laner. Like I will literally lane camp and like just like, especially if it's Nuketown, just all the way through the garage, all the way to the to the back fence that's like covered, but you can shoot through the fence. Like just I fucking love just emptying 250 rounds.
Yeah, I don't know if you've played Black Ops 6 yet, but they actually recently added a belt fed attachment for LMGs so that you can like it just heats up. So if you're shooting for like it's got like 500 rounds though. So if you shoot too much, it'll like wait a second and let it cool down a little bit first.
Yeah.
But then like you just spray out to your heart's content. So
holy shit.
You'd love that.
Yeah. I haven't played because Marvel Rivals has taken over my heart and my soul.
I feel that. I get that way about Assassin's Creed games, but the
Are
last
you
one
really?
was I fucking love Assassin's Creed.
Oh, we can go down some
I love Assassin's Creed so much.
Okay, let me tell you before we get into it. So Assassin's Creed fell off for me. It's kind of one of those things where I took breaks. I loved Assassin's Creed 3.
With the Native American?
Yeah, and
That's
it was
so
fun and so, everything. But like, for whatever reason, and I'm pretty sure it was because of college, I like didn't get very far, and I just like stopped, and I just like wasn't playing any games or whatever. So that is where my like break started, and it was hard for me to get back into it, but 1, 2, and all of the tertiary titles of 2 with Ezio.
Ezio, that storyline was so good.
100%, like
that storyline was so good.
Like 100%, like every one of the, like it's just like all of the flags, all of the everything. All of the. Did you play at 1? Like when it like number 1?
So no, I didn't play them until later, and one is actually the only one that I skipped.
What?
Yeah, one is the only one because a bunch of them went on sale. It really all stemmed from my ex-boyfriend trying to get me to leave him alone while he was playing games on my PC.
Oh.
So he was like, "Look, these all the Assassin's Creed 2 games are on sale right now for like $249 a piece on my Xbox 360. Do you want to buy these and you could play these while I play Battlefield on your PC?" And I was like, "Sure."
Oh,
So
yeah.
I started with 2 and went from there.
Yeah, 2 is amazing.
And 2, like the storylines were so good. I actually liked the multiplayer. I found it fun.
Me too.
I know that gets shit on a lot.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed the multiplayer. I thought
Sure
it was
did.
fun. I mean, it was hard to level up because I had started playing it later.
Painfully hard. Like, I was just like, I'm not going to level up.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep dying over and over again. But it was so much fun once you got like everything unlocked and you could use like the little poison darts and stuff. Like, I really liked
So
the
cool.
multiplayer, and I was sad when they got rid of it.
And like the little characters you could
Yes.
be was so cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was like the doctor.
And the
there's
different outfits and all that. Yeah.
the Harlequin.
Yeah.
It was so cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed that a lot. I liked the multiplayer, and I'm sad that they got rid of it.
Did you ever play the little brother that grew up to be essentially like a dominant teen macho brother? Was For Honor? It was like born from Assassin's Creed, kind of. It's by Ubisoft, but it was like open arena fighting, almost copied completely like the fighting style and like controls of Assassin's Creed. But it was like you could be knights, ninja, or it was a samurai. It was like a samurai faction and Vikings, and like it was like a 3-way. Like, it was incredible.
No, I think I played something very similar to that, but I don't remember it being called For Honor, but it was Knights, and but the gameplay was a little different, so I don't think it's the same thing.
It was so awesome. I just wish. How do you feel about Ubisoft as a whole? You got some problems with it, right?
Yeah.
Good.
I mean,
Thank you.
Yeah, they definitely have fucked some shit up.
They sure have.
And I really wish that they would not do that, because it makes me sad, because I
It
love
does.
Assassin's Creed and I want to continue to play those games, but I don't want to continue to give them my money.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of EA messed up a lot of stuff with Battlefield. Like they had a cash cow. You know, it's just yeah. But anyways, oh my gosh, I could talk about video games this whole time. Is there anything that we missed that you want to talk about, or you want to bring light to? Is there anything you're working on that you want to share? You said you were writing for a newspaper?
Yeah, well, I'm a reporter for a newspaper, but none of that is interesting because none of y'all live there. So,
Oh, okay,
like,
gotcha.
I mean, I
Cool.
write like a local history article every week that I like go through the archives and stuff. But
Hey, I've got a dozen listeners spread out through the entire world.
one of them might be remotely near my location.
Exactly.
But well, if they are, they recognize my name because it's all over the fucking paper.
Oh, nice.
But
Nice.
yeah, so I don't know if I can talk about it because I didn't really clarify that. I don't think that.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
But I did do a film recently, like a short film.
Okay.
For somebody that I met through like somebody else. It was like this where I did a film in Waco. We filmed it in January outside.
What?
Yeah, that was cold because it was at night. It was a night shoot too.
Oh, wow.
But it was really fun, and so I'm kind of like looking forward to seeing how that turned out, because that was my first foray into film acting.
Okay. Awesome. And you don't know when it's coming out?
We didn't have a clear date. They said probably sometime this summer, but I don't know. I know that I think they're gonna try to take it to a couple of festivals. So I don't know like when it's gonna be
fun.
available.
Yeah, I've recently kind of cracked it, barely kind of not cracked, but maybe like I'm sticking like a pinky toe into like some of the, the film community. I've got one of the fellows lined up, hopefully in the next month. So to come on here and to start talking, because I've talked to a lot of theater people, tons of theater people, but it'd be interesting to get into the film because it's a whole other
Yeah, it's
group.
completely different.
Yeah.
It's so different. And it was interesting. It was funny because when I went to go film it, or when the first time we did an actual read through with like all of the cast members there,
Yeah.
there was this guy that was sitting there, and I was like, damn, that guy looks familiar. Where do I know him from this whole time? And finally, like at the end of the night, he was like, you used to date Jake? So he was the roommate of this guy that I dated for like 2 years
Whoa,
in like
wow.
my early 20s.
Whoa.
They were roommates when we first started dating, and then we ended up moving in together when they moved out of that apartment. But
Yeah.
like I hadn't seen him in so long, I was like, damn, why does this guy look familiar? And like of all the people, like I found out about this film from somewhere 45 minutes away. This guy that I know knows these guys,
Yeah.
and then you just happened to be here. Like that's so weird.
Yeah.
Waco's such a small town.
Small world. Yep. It's a small world. Yep. It's very interesting. Well, that is exciting. Let me know when it comes out because I want to.
Yeah, I'll
say it.
Yeah, I'll let you know because I have no idea. I haven't talked to him since we filmed it.
Sure.
I mean, I assume it's still coming out. I don't know.
Yeah. They might have been like, oh, whoa, I don't know what we
Actually,
did.
all these people were really bad. Let's put this away.
The camera wasn't on.
Yeah.
We had the lens cap on the whole
Yeah,
time.
so the audio just didn't come through for some reason. We don't know.
It is my it's not my biggest fear, but it is up there of me just like I didn't press record.
No, yeah.
It's the only time it's ever happened so far is I was doing just like a solo pod just like over the holidays, and I was like, I'm like 30 minutes in.
Oh no.
And I have to just like run this back, this like solo mono. Good Lord.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
But luckily with guests, it has not happened yet. But man, this was so fun,
Yeah.
Racheal. You've been a blast. You had a great, you pulled out the impressions for us. Thank you so much. And I wish the best. You got to let me know how this Irish saga goes.
Yeah, I
like
will, yeah.
give me some updates on this thing. Before you go, anything you want to plug? Anything social media or anything?
I mean, I guess I have a website.
Oh yeah,
It's about my theater exploits.
sure.
It doesn't really have I've been thinking about attaching a blog to it, but I really haven't done that yet. But there's lots of just like pictures and stuff from shows that I've been in and shows that I've worked on costumes on.
Okay.
It's spectacle and stagecraft.
Okay, fun.
Or sorry, it's stagecraft and spectacle. I do this every time.
If you want, just text me the link and I'll put it in the
Okay,
show notes.
cool.
Okay,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
that way you can click it if you'd like to see more of Racheal's work. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Racheal. You've been a wonderful guest. This was so fun. Yes, don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Mark that calendar, September 13th. For Worst Impressions Live, 7:30 at the Pack on Austin Avenue. Yeah, this was so fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. All right. Don't forget to spay and neuter your pets. Good night.
I see you have chosen the right path. Henceforth, you will be known as a wimp. Welcome to the Worst Impressions Podcast. There's something strange in here. What's the deal with wimps? Wimps, grilled onions, pepper jack cheese, and your own Wimp Nation.